very projecting voice, so as tight as you want to come in would be wonderful. And
At least 6 feet though.
yeah, I know. And I am a COVID survivor. I'm the only one I know that has had COVID, and I would love to be able to take this off to talk. Supposedly can't get it or give it to anybody. So anyway, so I just jotted some stuff down here, and I'm just gonna roll through it, and then at the end of it, you know, when I'm done, I would like to invite anybody that would like to say something to come stand here. And I saw that at a funeral many years ago, and it was one of the neatest things I've ever seen. So if you have a little story or something to tell, by all means, we would love to hear it. Anyway, today we are here to celebrate life, the wonderful and loving life of David Allen Phillips. We lost Dave on November 3rd. And we're here to pay our respects, give our love and thanks, and bring all our love together in one spot and at the same time. All of us who loved him. Not so much to grieve, though we are. Not so much to say goodbye forever, but to say goodbye for now. Until we see him again. Today we'll celebrate. And that's what he would want us to do. We celebrate life, we celebrate love, we celebrate dad, we celebrate husband. I'm leaning. Grandpa, brother, uncle, friend, and mentor. All of us he coveted the most. Dave gave himself to the ones he loved. He gave his heart, his whole heart, unconditionally to us. Loving us with no regard or penalty for being imperfect. He taught us, helped us, and he was always there for us with patience and understanding, even if we didn't deserve it, because we were dumb kids once. Loving us even when we were not loving back. He never stopped giving his love. The only thing Dave ever wanted was for everyone to be okay and for everyone to be happy. The most important thing to him. And we watched him do it for all those years. The most important thing for Dave was for everybody to be happy and everybody to be okay. To get that, he sacrificed anything to ensure the happiness of the ones he loved. He didn't care what he had to sacrifice, he did it. Giving himself, his whole heart, is what he did always. And I don't believe he saw it. He gave, he cared, and he loved in the purest of ways, not ever thinking about it or realizing it. He didn't know that he was so giving and so loving and so gentle and compassionate. And I don't think he even realized it. He did it. That's what he did. That was just him. He was a dad, a husband, grandma, mentor, friend. He was there. It didn't matter who you were. He did exactly that to the very end, no matter how hard. It's just who he was, and all who knew him. So he took care of us with all he had in him. Dave was someone to look up to in so many ways. He was a very intelligent man. He was creative in so many ways. His problem-solving skills were amazing. We all watched him do it. He was a gifted machinist. He was the man that machinists went to help solve their problems. People in the industry said and I remember this, at some point a lot of us worked at the machine shop. People said that you couldn't make these parts, these very intricate little parts, and they were on a tool and die press, and it just couldn't be done. And he figured out a way. After everybody, even the people that needed the parts, said it couldn't be done like that, Dave did it. Dave figured it out. And they went for airplanes and allowed the airplane to expand in flight and hold pressure, and then when it landed, to contract back. And these parts allowed that. They're very intricate, and the tolerances were just incredible. And the quality control, I remember sawing the things down from the top down and putting them into acid to etch it and putting them under a microscope to make sure there weren't any microscopic cracks or blemishes in them. We did that a lot, and Joe Becerra was the man. He led that particular part. We stamped out hundreds of thousands of them. I still see him in my sleep. Oh man. So yeah, they told him he couldn't do it, and Dave, being Dave, he took it as a challenge, and look what he did. He did it, and I can't even tell you how many parts. Who knows how many parts that were made. But I think the thing that we love most about Dave was his sense of humor. Always had a one-liner or a zinger, to stick in there, and something smart alecky to say to add a laugh to any conversation. He was as witty as they get. Never short of messing with your head, that's for sure. Yeah, right down to, I don't know if anybody has had the pleasure of going on a first date when you're 16 years old, walking in to pick up your date, and her dad's there, just happens to be cleaning his service revolver from the sheriff's station. Yeah.
True.
True story. Oh man. And you can look at him. Maybe I couldn't see him when I was 16, but I look back on it, and he had a smirk on his face the whole time, just cleaning away. So, and he was just that guy who's just gonna mess with your head anytime he could, just to make people laugh. Anyway, Dave was a wonderful man, caring soul. He loved us all, so we loved him back. And, I looked up to Dave. We all did. And now we can still look up to him. All we have to do is look up and talk to him. He'll listen. He's there. This is the point in time where I would like to invite, whoever wants to say something, and come up here and say a little bit about Dave. What little story, a prank he played, doesn't matter. And I don't know who else is going to be there, but after this, we're going to go to David's shop and have a life celebration. There's a taco cart and food, and we'll all hang out and have a really great time. And I'm gonna say this like Dave would. If you go away hungry, it's your own fault.